Today I'm taking a look at Marrier's Antique Flea Market in Palmer, Massachusetts. It's right down the road from Brimfield, and it's generally held the week before Brimfield in May, July, and September. I've driven past it probably 50 times at least over the years on my way to Brimfield, but it's never been open when I've been in the area. So I decided this year to make an effort to actually come on out and take a look at it. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. It's a pretty big flea market. Nowhere near as big as Brimfield, of course, but as far as regular flea markets go, it's on the larger side. And unlike some other flea markets I've been to recently, it's got a lot of antiques. So it's not just new stuff mixed in with some vintage stuff. There's a lot of antiques in here. And I did notice a lot more toys and collectible type stuff than I've seen recently at other flea markets. So let's take a look around and see what we can find. Who here remembers when Band-Aids and other brands like this actually came in metal boxes like this? It's got to have been at least 20 or 30 years, I think, since they've sold them like that. Now for this flea market, I wanted to show the entire experience, but it's about an hour and 20 minutes long, roughly, so I decided to break up the video into 3 separate videos of about roughly 30 minutes each. So hopefully that'll make it a little bit more watchable. If you like this format, let me know, or if you want to still have it as one enormously long video, let me know that, and I could do that too. We'll see what works out best. Here's a fairly common sight, a tub of old Star Wars toys from the late 90s, early 2000s. In my experience, you'll find those at almost every flea market. So I thought this was interesting, this Enjoy a cone. You can't see it in the video, but there's little slots in the top where you would put the cones in, so I'm thinking this would just be a cone dispenser, I guess. I'm not sure how you'd get to the cones in the bottom half, though. Not sure what that is there. Looks like 3 propellers on top of each other. Not sure if that's just a statue or if it actually is used for something. Nice selection of old radios here. I think this one here that I'm picking up is a Sears model. I'm guessing from the 60s, based on the appearance. Hi. I was expecting it to be much warmer. Yeah, I think it's supposed to get into the 80s by the end of the week, they're saying, so.
Doesn't help us today.
No. At least it's not raining, so that's something. Wish I had taken a closer look at that casino spinning wheel there in the background. Or at least I think that's what it is. Now this is interesting here. This box set of Star Wars movies from, I think this came out in the 90s. It's the original trilogy. I had that exact box there, but mine's not sealed. They're asking $150 for that, which I'm not sure if it's worth that or not, but I know those old VHS tapes have gone up in value quite a bit over the last few years. So if you have VHS tapes, do not throw them out, at least not before you check to see what they're worth. I thought these handmade metal figurines here were pretty cool. I was actually really considering buying this helicopter. The price was a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but it's probably worth that, assuming it is actually handmade. I picked up something similar to that a few weeks back at the Elephant's Trunk flea market. I think if I see it for sale again, I'll probably pick it up. These baseball cards here were pretty cool. These are actually logo stickers, not actual baseball cards, but I'm thinking that's from like 1981 or so, 82, roughly. Now, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because I've got a lot of flea market videos coming up in the next few weeks. And if you don't want to miss them, definitely subscribe. Now, these big cylinders here in the center of the frame, I'm thinking these are old lighting fixtures, and I think those are crucifixes on there, so I'm guessing they're probably from a church, but I'm not sure. I don't know what else they would be, though, other than lights from a church. Let me know if you know what they are. They had a nice selection of old knives here. I'm not sure if these are actual genuine old knives or if they're reproductions. They definitely felt old, but I don't know enough about them to say if they are genuine originals or not. I'm a big fan of Boston Terrier, so I'm always looking out for Boston Terrier statues, and I saw this guy here in the back, but I was thinking it was stone or metal, but it's actually hollow plastic. I'm thinking it might actually be a piggy bank.
For my children, they don't want
And here's a couple more Boston Terrier statues. These ones were a little bit more recent, from the late 80s and newer, I think. So you could probably still find a lot of those new. These things here are pretty interesting. They're lawn decorations, and it looks to me like a plate that they took and then added some decoration to it, but then you put them in the ground like a sunflower, essentially. It's not really my thing, but I can definitely appreciate the artistry there. And they also had a lot of cannons in this booth. Haven't seen this many cannons for sale in one space in quite a while, or ever. And see this blue Mickey Mouse head here? This is a piggy bank, and I think I've seen this exact item at least 4 times at a few flea markets recently. And I think this is a gumball dispenser. And I think it said it was from sometime in the 70s. Those Disney plates there were saying they were for the 20th anniversary of Disney World, so I believe that would have been 1991. And a Barbie Lamborghini. I don't know too much about Barbie, but that looks like a Lamborghini Countach or possibly a Diablo, so that would have been, what, 80s to early 90s, I'm guessing? I picked up this Hot Wheel here because it looked like one I had when I was a kid, but this was definitely a new version of it, because the one I had was all metal and it was really heavy. That one was almost entirely plastic and it was very lightweight. So that's definitely an easy way to tell how old a Matchbox is based on the weight and what it's made out of. It's what? Oh yeah, I know. I didn't plan well. Yeah. No. So at least 3 or 4 people here commented that I was just wearing short sleeves and it was only 40 degrees outside. I honestly thought it was going to be warmer, but I'm actually not too bad with the cold, so I was fine. There's a nice old Nolan Ryan card from, I think that's late 70s. And for all the youngsters out there, this is what a cell phone looked like back in the late 80s and early 90s. A giant brick in a bag, basically. Nice little collection of mini steam engines here.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Not really sure what this is here. It looks man-made to me. It doesn't look natural, but it's interesting, whatever it is. And I'm pretty sure these are not genuine. You know, they're insects in amber. I think if they were genuine, something that big would be worth thousands of dollars, I'm guessing. But I could be wrong. However, I'm pretty sure those are not genuine.
you doing?
Hi, good. This tricycle here is pretty cool. It's got to be from the 30s or 40s based on the streamlined design. And another Boston Terrier statue. Not a bad price. You got to be careful though with those statues like that or figures. They do make a lot of reproductions, so it's hard to tell if those are, again, originals or they're reproductions. It's probably best to assume it's a reproduction unless you know for sure that it's not. These elephants here were pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they're made of paper mache or something similar to that. And they do look pretty old just based on the decay. Light Bright. Who here had a Light Bright when they were a kid? I know I did back in the 80s. And I think it was this exact box. I'm pretty sure it looks very familiar to me. There's Motley Crue's 1985 album Theater of Pain on cassette. I actually didn't have that one. I had 89's Dr. Feelgood, which I think was the only Motley Crue album I ever had. That model kit there is enormous. The price tag, the original price tag on it is $29.99. I would think nowadays for a model that big, it would be at least 3 times as expensive.
Yeah, stop messing with my tent there, buddy.
I think those are Power Rangers toys there in the background. I'm fairly certain. That's a little bit after my time. By that time I would have been a teenager, and so those would not have been, you know, quote, cool anymore. Not sure if that steering wheel is from a car or farm equipment. And this is an antique hot towel steamer, which I think they would use at barber shops. There's the speaker from an old drive-in theater. Did anyone else here have one of these old spinning tops when they were a kid? I definitely remember having one of these when I was very young, of course. So probably the late 70s. Here's some old hubcaps from, I'm thinking, the 40s, 50s or so. I don't know too much about them, but obviously that's from a Chevy there. This is from a Triumph. Obviously, it says Triumph on it. Don't ask me what model it's from, though. And these are the center caps, of course, not the full hub cap, because the tire and wheel itself would be much larger than that, of course. I thought this here was kind of funny. This is just a paper towel dispenser that I think somebody just wrote Firebird on it. I'm certain this is not an officially licensed Pontiac or Firebird product. Maybe they used that at a car dealership or a mechanic shop, who knows. I would really like to have a gumball machine like this. I think that one is broken though. I don't think those springs are all supposed to be sticking up like they are there. And it said it didn't have the key, so I wouldn't be able to open it. Some interesting artwork there. I have not seen this many little golden books in one space before, as far as I can remember. I know some of these can be worth quite a bit of money. I just don't know which ones. But I feel like I had that book. I think it's a Peter Cottontail book.
Now I gotta buy the rifle mounts, which are these. Buy the case.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my boy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They had a nice selection of old photos here and postcards. And I don't know, is it just me or does anybody else find photos of children from the 1800s a little bit creepy? Maybe it's all the horror movies I've watched over the years. And that's a Topps Pro Football and tee there. I didn't know Topps made actual footballs. I know they're very famous for making, baseball cards and football cards, but I didn't know they actually made footballs. They had a couple of old 8mm film reels here. Those are pretty cool. I have a couple 8mm film projectors at home, but none of them work. So I guess, if I ever get it working or if I find a working one, I'll have to start buying the reels up at that point. It'll be something else for me to collect. This, the Visible Man kit is pretty cool. That was, I believe, the original release from, I think, 1959. And there you have it. That's the end of part 1 of my Marrier's May 2022 video. Remember, there's 2 more parts coming up, which I'll have posted in the next week or 2. So if you like the video, again, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because I got a lot more flea market videos coming up in the next few weeks and months. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.